All right, marketing and outreach for Y.O.U.ers. So, why is marketing important? Marketing is just an accessibility issue. A lot of people get overwhelmed when they hear this word because it's a buzzword and it's an umbrella term that means a lot of different things. But really, all it is access to information. Can people find you easily? That's it. So we need Y.O.U to be easy to find because it takes the average person 12 touches. So they have to see or hear about Y.O.U 12 times before they'll actually consider coming, assuming their parent doesn't bring them. Um, so if you think about it right now, how many times a week do you see Unity or Y.O.U mentioned outside of Sunday morning, just in your daily life at school, etc.?
Zero?
Right.
Yeah, usually.
And we need it to be close to 12, right?
Mm.
So the long-term goal is to get to 12 so that people are seeing Unity all the time. And finally, since Y.O.U is a youth-led program, having more Y.O.U.ers to lead makes it easier to have a more robust program to be able to share the responsibilities. Because if there's only a couple of Y.O.U.ers, then it can be a lot to do all of that with just a couple of Y.O.U.ers. If you have more Y.O.U.ers, many hands make light work. So, Y.O.U.ers are influencers. Regardless of how many followers you actually have on social media, you are influencers. Anthony, this picture might look familiar to you. Um,
Heat.
so, you guys have influence. Um, so think about, where do people look if they want to find a new restaurant or a new doctor or something like that?
The internet, usually, like Google.
Right. And then let's say they Google Mexican restaurant near me. What are they going to look at next?
The first result, probably.
First result and what people have to say about that first result, right? The
Mm.
reviews. So take a moment, use your cell phone, another tab, whatever, and Google your Unity.
Cool.
Make sure it's Google, no Bing or Yahoo. If you're on a computer, you'll have a box on the right that comes up. If you're on the phone, it'll usually be kind of like the first entry. But look there and see how many reviews come up for your church.
For Unity in Greensboro, it's 20, and it says 5 stars.
Awesome. So 20 reviews, that's great. Well, it's a good start anyways. Um, Other things to look for. When was the most recent review left? If it was 5 years ago, that's not saying much about the church. The entire staff could have changed by then. Um, and do any of those reviews talk about the youth program? So this is one of the easiest ways that Y.O.U.ers can influence people's searches. Um, just leave a review for your Unity and make sure you talk about the youth program, teen program, high school, but use those generic terms, not Y.O.U, because that is language you kind of have to be in Y.O.U to know what Y.O.U is. But for somebody who is looking for a youth program, those more generic terms are going to be what they're looking for. So y'all can leave reviews. You can invite other Y.O.U.ers to leave reviews. You can invite your parents to leave reviews and talk about the youth program and what it means to you in those reviews. The other thing you can do is in that Google listing, you'll see there are photos. Anybody can add photos for a listing. So you can add photos of your Y.O.U room. You can add photos of Y.O.U trips, although if there are Y.O.Uers in your photos, please ask your sponsor if you have photo releases on file before posting them. Just rules around working with people under 18. But you can still add lots of photos that show what youth programming looks like at your Unity. So let's talk social media now. You all are the key here because you all know what kind of stuff interests your peers. Let's face it, we adults, doesn't matter what age we're in, we're guessing because we all have different experiences of social media and different things we enjoy. So your perspective is going to be the perspective that matters most. So I recommend picking a social media platform. Instagram and TikTok are probably still going to be your best options for teens at this moment, unless there's something that works better for your group that maybe is a little more niche. Y.O.Uers can create the content, take turns or work together or pick somebody who's really good at just that. And you can start with something as simple as taking a photo every Sunday at Y.O.U and posting that. You can post pictures of your room, events, affirmations, song lists, lyrics, or do videos talking about your experience in Y.O.U, skits, meditations, or jump in on trends. The safe and healthy ones, please. No cinnamon challenges. But what I think there's that trend going around right there that's like, I'm a Y.O.U or I do yada yada yada. So that would be a fun one to go with. So there's lots of different stuff that you can create and you can tie it back to Y.O.U, even if it's completely unrelated, you know, some silly dance challenge. You could be like, hey, we're from Youth of Unity. Here's our take on this trend. Just to really bring that recognition back to Y.O.U, Unity, etc. Things to remember when doing social media. Remember to use hashtags. Instagram, you want anywhere from 11 to 30 hashtags per post. And it can be hashtags about the topic, but also hashtags for your city. You can fundraise money to pay to boost your posts and get it beyond just what organic growth will let you do. You might need to work with a sponsor on that just to kind of liaison with the church officials on that. But if you fundraise the money, you can decide what to do with it. And then consistency is key. Post regularly, ask other Y.O.Uers to comment on the posts. You all know how going viral works. Use that knowledge to your advantage and make Y.O.U grow online. Outreach. So outreach means reaching out to the community, either by going out into the community or bringing the community to you. There are lots of ways to do this. You can go out into the community by participating in parades, festivals. We typically table at Pride, but you can march in like the Christmas parade and wear Unity t-shirts, participate in community events. You can also do service projects. Participating in service projects out in the community brings recognition to your Y.O.U group. People go, oh, cool, they walk the walk. They don't just talk the talk. And they're more likely to consider getting involved in a group that follows through. You can also host public events at your Unity, like a game night or a trunk or treat, events that bring people to you. And then finally, if you guys want to design flyers, business cards, affirmation cards, any sort of print materials, you can put them up at Starbucks, you can put them up at Panera, you can put them up at most indie stores. Um, Actually, pretty much any store you go into, unless it's like a big box store, if you go up to a manager and ask, will you put this flyer up? They will usually say yes, especially if it's coming from a teenager. Use your youth to your advantage. It's hard to tell a young person no because it's really cool that they're going out and speaking up for themselves. And then get creative. What are other ways you can get the word out? Is your church a Pokestop? Can you leave Y.O.U bookmarks in your return to library books? Can you hire a skywriter? It's way out there and probably expensive. But think outside the box. Be bold, be wild, be creative. Just keep it legal. So some other things you might want to consider when trying to market your group. Look at your Unity website, see if youth are represented well on the website. If not, that's a conversation you can have with the people at your church who manage the website. You can get a sponsor involved in that conversation because they're probably going to know who does that. You can look at community calendars. Most local news stations have some online calendar. The newspaper might print a calendar. And then there are websites out there like Facebook and Eventbrite. And so any public events y'all are doing, you can post about them on those platforms and hopefully bring in other people. And then there are also databases out there. So databases exist to help narrow down search parameters. So you may look for like an LGBT-friendly business directory. A lot of cities have LGBT centers, and they're going to have these directories on their websites. It's just looking online, seeing if your Unity is listed there. Um, there are directories out there for obviously LGBT, but also things like parenting, family activities, teen groups, um, and then church directories, especially locally, like your local newspaper, again, might have a church directory. So those are things to look into. Um, Maybe work with a sponsor on making sure all of those different pieces are out there and connected. Any questions? Okay. How about this? What ideas do you have just from listening to this brief presentation?
It was really cool. I had seen a church recently. I think it was Unity on the Bay, and they actually kind of like they had a thing at the top of their website for a while. I went and looked, it's not there, but it was like leave us a review. So
Anthony, do you have any ideas from hearing this?
I don't know. I do have a YouTube channel that I could post on.
You have a YouTube
Uh,
channel? Nice.
yeah, I do have Twitter, but I usually just use it to look at other people. I could post some stuff. Yeah.
Well, and it's most likely that your youth program has a social media channel as well that you could always post stuff to.
Oh yeah. No, that's not it. Okay, there you go. Okay, yeah. So I was looking to see if there's any requirements to post things on Twitter because I really haven't done that. But yeah, it looks like I could just post whatever if any images. But yeah,
Okay. Any other wild ideas you might have?
I I'm not sure if they still work there, but I used to know some people who worked at a coffee shop. somewhere downtown because for a school thing some years back, I drew something and they put it on the wall. So maybe if I came back with a poster.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, a lot of coffee shops are really open to hanging up flyers and posters. What about at your school? Are there any opportunities to do outreach or market at your school?
Oh, I could mention it to my friends. I did bring some of them along for that one game night. That was fun. I'm part of some clubs that put up posters around, and I think I would need permission. I'm gonna need permission definitely from a a counselor or principal or teacher or something. Right? I can probably put up posters in the hallways or in classrooms.
Okay. And if you were to put up a poster, what would you include on a poster?
Come to YOU, and then or maybe like look up YOU and then just put like some simple bullet points like emotional learning and stuff like that. Just
Okay.
quick and simple. Yeah.
Betsy, if you're talking to us, you're muted.
That's a great way to describe it. Emotional learning. I just thought it was really profound, actually. Sorry, I apologize. I was like going there for a minute.
Okay. So I mentioned like a wild idea is hiring a skywriter, right? So maybe that's not the most
Realistic.
plausible
Yeah.
option, but thinking way out there. What ideas could you come up with that are just way out there, nobody's ever done before?
Uh,
Well, at least not at Y.O.U. yet.
drones.
Drones? Okay.
uh,
Okay.
kites. Done kites.
Go fly kites at a park one day and everybody has like Y.O.U. written on their kites.
Yeah.
That would actually be really cool.
Hmm.
We'd have to
I,
find a windy day.
hmm.
There's
I know some people do splatter paint, but if we could like get YOU and then splatter paint like some stuff.
okay. What?
Hmm.
Tell me more about that.
You put just way too much ink on a piece of canvas or something, and then you can go and just smack it against like a wall or something, and it leaves it like a really big stamp, basically.
Okay. So
Hmm.
like on a building or something?
Uh, yeah, or like these T-shirts. It could be the same one. I don't know.
On t-shirts. Okay. T-shirts
Either one.
makes a lot of sense. Okay. Very cool.
How can we involve the media, beyond social media? I suppose that's that's where my brain's at. How can we show lots more people what we're doing?
Hmm.
I don't even know if a lot of people watch traditional media, but I do feel like it's one of those 12 ways to, move
Yeah.
things forward.
I know we've had a local news station reach out to us before about our trunk or treat. It ended up falling through, but it's something to consider that some local radio stations
Hmm.
do have community organizations come on and promote their events. And I guess technically anybody can write a press release, and nowadays with ChatGPT can do the work for you. And then you've got a
Uh,
draft of a press release to send out, and
what about
maybe
that
they'll read it.
website, Ask a Reporter? Where yeah, there it is. It's like help out a reporter. Help a reporter. Basically, here, I'll drop the links. I never thought about this. This is gonna end up in everybody's chat, so that'll be awkward. But anyway, help a reporter is like you can sign up to be a source and reporters will reach out to you. We did that for Y.O.U.
Yeah.
I mean, the worst thing happens is we waste time on an internet forum, and we do that every day, right? Like,
The worst that could happen is they say no or ignore you. I don't know which one's worse. I guess it depends on what you're looking for.
I've heard of a lot of people online though. Like, I've seen a lot. Well, okay, I've seen a lot of TikToks where people are like, "I signed up, and now I did this thing," like where it, where reporters reach out. So it's at least possible.
So Anthony, since you do YouTube, what do you do on YouTube?
I mostly upload little like funny clips of things happening in video games.
Okay.
But what's it called? Like a lot of Splatoon, just silly happenings that are like 30 seconds long.
Okay. And have you gained much of a following? Are you just doing it
Uh,
for fun?
I have I actually don't remember. It's been a while. It's been a while since I've uploaded a video and since I've checked, so I should probably do that. But yeah, I'm going to log in. But yeah,
And Betsy, I have a Google spreadsheet with a whole bunch of resources and tips that I would like to share with everybody. So I imagine you have a way to get that out to everyone.
Yeah, I think we have a space on our drive where you can upload resources, and then we're gonna get those resources out and about. So I think that is the game plan. But yes. So maybe make a copy of it, or just have a copy that we can read but not edit, or both, whatever. That would also work.
Well, I've got it set up where people can add to it.
That's
So
even
it's a
better.
living document. So we'll figure out the best way to get it set up. I probably should just be able to share it with you as an editor, and then y'all can just move it into that folder.
It seems like that would
Shortcut.
work.
So, all right. Well, any final thoughts from Anthony or Betsy?
I think I've gotten all I need out. Yeah.
I know we've got a bunch of teens who are gonna be watching this recording as well, and will probably love to take these ideas and talk to their own chapters about them.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, getting the word out is so key because the more people you have, the easier it is to have more people.
Yes,
So
that is very true.
Nice.
All right, well, we are at 1:45 Eastern, so I'm gonna stop our recording.